Welcome to another episode of Mr. and Mrs. I am Mrs. Andrea Whiteman.
I am Mr. Curtis Whiteman.
And we have guests with us today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. You are Mrs.
Artell Butler.
And
I'm Mr. Robbie Butler. I'm married to her.
we have the Butlers on with us today, and we're going to be talking marriage again today. Just some hot topics in marriage. What do we do? How we handle it? What's going on? But we're gonna let the Mister start.
How we handle marriage.
How we handle marriage.
Okay, so we're gonna do some rapid questions just so we can know each other a little better and so you can know us a little better. First question. Mm-hmm. This is for all of us. I'm gonna answer two.
Okay.
Jay-Z or Beyonce?
Jay-Z.
I'm going with Jay-Z. I'm Jay-Z. Baby, who I think I know the answer. I'm pretty sure.
Beyonce.
The Carters.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. Don't be difficult.
Jay-Z or Beyonce.
I'm not being difficult. Neither one of them can be either one of them without either one of them.
So his answer is and.
And.
Okay.
Your and as well?
No, I am Jay-Z.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes,
I like
I'll
that.
kill you.
He is, but that's fine. He knows I am.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Next question. What celebrity have you met? Have you met any celebrities?
A lot.
Now, I'll start. I did actually met I'm the wrong one, the spouse. I met Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
I met Russell Simmons. Just pre-allegations.
Oh,
I can't.
yes.
when he was in the country.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he still in the country? He's not even in the country anymore.
He sneaks in every once in a while. He sneaks in.
Sometimes.
He sneaks in and
Okay.
leave.
Oh gosh.
All
I
right.
can't.
Okay. I met Patrick Ewing.
Nice.
And that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that I met. I had a conversation and was able to shake his hand.
Really?
Yeah.
I know all that now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I can't think. Chris Rock. Wow, who else? I can't think. That was a good question that I haven't really sat down and thought.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people. I worked in a retail store, and we had a lot of rappers back in the days. So I met like Busta Rhymes, Memphis Bleak.
Okay.
So I met like a lot of rappers in that era.
Nice.
Because I was an assistant store manager. That's what I could think of. Karen Clark. I don't
This
know.
list is
A lot,
impressive.
yeah.
Okay.
Kim Burrell. I met a couple of people. I met a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who you got?
You famous.
Nah, it's you.
Yeah. That's okay.
I've met a lot of celebrities, but I'll go with the first one I ever met, which was Rakim.
Rakim.
Okay.
Ooh. Starstruck?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to tell the story.
Yes. Starstruck.
All right,
Tongue-tied.
I'll tell the story when
Starstruck.
we get off the air. I'll tell the story.
That's how I was when I met Beyonce. She asked me how I was doing, and I felt my mouth moving to say okay, but it just wouldn't.
Did you answer at all?
No, I couldn't open my mouth to answer her. And she waited for her answer, and she just walked off. I was like, I was like,
Oh, wow.
you were looking at me
it's
like,
okay.
yo, you missed
You missed your moment. You missed your moment.
Missed my moment. I could have been signed. I'm lying.
That does not top
You
my
missed
story.
that, man. You missed that. Hey.
Wow. All right, so I got another one. Mm-hmm. What's the pettiest reason you didn't date someone? The pettiest reason you didn't date someone. I'll share mine. Okay. I don't think it's petty. I think it was justified.
The
pettiest.
pettiest?
Like, it's small, but you could have overlooked
someone.
it. My reason was the person's breath was bad. Like
That's not petty.
The initial meeting, I was like
That's
No,
not
that's
petty.
not petty.
Especially
that's
on
not
meeting
petty.
someone.
Yeah.
all right.
That's not petty
Yeah.
at
No,
all.
that's not petty.
That's serious.
I was like,
Give me another one.
Send it back
There's
home.
got to be another reason why you didn't
Yeah,
date
because
somebody.
that's not petty.
another one. Oh, it's actually the same person.
Oh wow.
No, there was nothing petty. It was just that person.
It was just that person.
Right.
But
So, okay, this person, I don't know. She just woke up and they just brought her to me. I don't know what happened. Nothing matched. Like it was midday. I'm like, this wasn't like early in the morning.
outfit didn't match.
So it was a cut party.
Okay.
It was like, oh, I was the youngest one, so my brother had a friend that had a friend. I was like, oh, there's boys and girls here. I'll bring someone for your brother.
Right.
I was like, that's what she wore? Like, it was petty. I mean, nothing from head to toe match. It just didn't work.
It's not even really petty because that's something that matters.
Right, that
Like, that
matters.
stuff matters, especially
First
if I'm
impression.
meeting somebody. Right, the first
All
impression.
that is
you're
first
like,
impression
what?
stuff.
Yes.
That's not
She
petty.
knew she was coming to meet someone.
Exactly.
Like,
So that's not petty.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have petty because I think everything is important. So I don't really think it's petty, from your haircut to everything. Like,
Chill, son, because I ain't got no haircut right now.
It's fine. I've been with you long enough. I know what you do.
Right, you can deal with
Right,
it,
I
but
can deal with that. But
he didn't
Kim,
start like that, right?
No,
Right.
So petty, like, I don't know. Petty, I don't know, y'all. Everything matters. Like, everything matters. The way
Right.
you look, the way you smell,
Right.
the way your eye goes, the way you say something.
I love it. I love it.
All of it really
Absolutely
matters
does.
because
Right.
I could not like you because of that.
Because of that.
I could
The way
really
your
not
eye
like you.
goes?
Yes,
Yeah,
your eye
if
goes
that
a different
eye go-
way.
yeah.
I could be like,
this ain't it.
it's gonna bother me.
This
It's
not it.
gonna bother me every time. You're not gonna get all of me.
Right.
You're not gonna get all of me.
Right,
And I
'cause
just
I'm
be
worried
like,
about that.
yeah, I'm worried about that. That stuff matters. Yeah. So petty. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think mine was.
Let's say this one.
It's gonna be funny because he
Was
was
it me?
short.
Oh,
no,
it wasn't me.
no,
Thank
he
God.
was short. He was short and he was chubby, and I'm chubby and you chubby. That ain't
We
gonna
can't do
work.
chubby.
We can't both
we can't do chubby
because we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make
I'm
it.
not gonna.
Yeah, we're not gonna make. We're not. I
But that's
couldn't
not.
do
But
it.
see, has you saying petty? Seriously, real talk. It's really not petty.
Right.
No,
It
that's
really
not gonna
matters.
work.
It makes us this stuff
And he was
matters.
short. And what you gonna do? Lay on my bosom? Nah, that wasn't
He
cute.
probably had bosom.
He probably did. Yeah, so
Nah, y'all gonna make-
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
Ooh, what you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? You got something. What you got?
The pettiest reason I didn't date somebody. I got two.
Okay, come on, too.
One of them might get y'all canceled.
What?
So we're not going to say that.
What? Her
Yeah, we just get
dick
started.
is
Don't get
stunk?
us scared.
No, not like that. I was in high school and the young lady was in the special ed. And she was fly though. Like, she was so pretty and everything, but she was in that section of the school.
Special
And I
ed.
was like,
That's not petty.
no. It is because later on, becoming an educator, I found out
understood
that people in
that
special
it wasn't
ed
all-
are not
all-
retarded.
all
Right?
right.
Like,
Got
they
you.
just got
Okay,
issues.
it makes sense.
Right? They
Right,
just,
right.
you
It
know,
makes sense.
they probably just threw a chair every now and then or something
Yeah,
like that.
some of them
Right.
behavioral, some of them
Behavioral
mental,
issues.
some.
Yeah.
The other petty one was she didn't have a butt.
Yeah.
I have canceled people because we can't even talk. What
She didn't, like, she didn't have a butt. I was like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
you don't got no
I got
booty.
married for that.
Hello.
Let's go.
You got that thing right. That one.
Yeah. So the first one, I mean, I was in high school. I was mad young. So,
Right.
you know, but she was very, very pretty. She was very pretty, and if you're watching, I'm sorry. You know who you are.
Wow.
Apology.
I know who you are first.
I know.
There's
know
a
you
strong
are.
possibility
Sorry.
that you never know who's in church
Right.
now,
That's
whatever.
right. You're
You
right.
know,
That
is
might.
true.
you know what I mean?
Sorry.
And she'd be watching, be like, "That's that." You know, but yeah, like I didn't mean. I was just young, naive. I was,
Right.
you know.
You ain't know no better.
And she was on that other side of the school,
building.
and I just was like,
I had one of those in my school too.
I can't go on that side, of, the school. Like,
So wait,
it's-
can't
your
be seen
girlfriend?
over there.
You can't be seen over there. You be like my
I
girlfriend.
didn't want to be seen over there because I mean, like once you were seen over there, people thought you was in that.
Right,
room.
exactly.
That is
Yeah.
horrible.
Even if they knew
I
better,
understood
they
it.
didn't-
Yeah,
No, that's
Yeah.
true.
It's
That's
very
true.
true.
They
Nah,
think
it's very true.
You belong over
So
there.
back then it wasn't. It was like the Ms. 1, Ms.
Yes.
2.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You in a Ms.
You
class,
in the
son,
men's
like
class.
chill.
Right. Okay.
It's not petty. It all matters though.
It all matters.
think
It all matters. You
All
got-
matters.
Right.
Everything.
Because you have to be attracted to this person. If you just want to
Yes.
keep seeing that thing.
And you're gonna be angry.
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
gonna
get
be turned off.
mad.
Yep.
You're
You gonna be
gonna
turned
not
off.
be with them. You're gonna cheat if you with them sympathetically. You're gonna cheat because
Yep.
you feel like, oh, I can't do that to him because
Yep.
it's not. No, let's nip it in the butt. I'm not. That's not gonna work for me.
That's not
I'm
gonna
just
work
move
for
this
me.
way because we're not gonna do this.
Like in my head, I had to dress that young lady every time I saw her. Like,
Like, let me put her outfit
not
together.
a
We
program.
going out. We
What are
going
you
out. Whatever you
wearing?
wear.
Right.
Did you ever have to say that to me?
No.
You never really had to. church maybe sometime with my arms because before the tattoos was able to really be out and stuff like that. I was cautious of it, but he be like, "You covering your arms?" Like that was the most that it was never like what you wear.
Right,
but I was like,
you only got one tattoo on one arm.
Yeah, but you know how you wear it out. Back then it was like, oh, don't wear that out. It's taboo.
Right.
But other than that,
I'll be
somebody
canceled.
else's husband.
Wait, you be canceled.
I got 2 sleeves.
Oh, you got 4 sleeves. See?
Like,
Yeah, but I think you know that thing that
you still see
that the men could get away with, the women can't. You shouldn't wear your arm out. So that was the thing.
This is true.
So
The rules ain't fair. It's just
the rules are not fair.
They're not
I
fair.
make them fair though. I promise you. I do.
That's it.
I mean, I used to. Yeah, she didn't have a butt.
Yeah,
So
cause
she
you
had
never.
to go.
Like I could not imagine.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna work.
It was flat.
What are we gonna
nothing.
do? Like,
It was like a wall,
Oh yeah, I understand. Okay.
like a
Like sheetrock,
it's like sheetrock. Yeah.
so if it rains, it's gonna just
Like
come
just gonna
straight on
slide
down.
that. That might
Nah,
be
if
a
it
little
rained, it
problem.
may not even touch
Right,
it.
that ain't gonna work.
Oh man, sorry.
ain't gonna work.
He's
Poor
sorry.
thing.
He's sorry.
They have BBL surgeries
She got a
now.
butt-
To
She
you
got
too,
a butt
if
out
you're
now.
watching. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're in our prayers.
So the both of y'all,
Praying for
To the
development.
both of y'all.
both of y'all.
You couldn't work
Shortless.
because it was Artell.
No, right. I
couldn't
mean, I
work.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, we was
couldn't
waiting
work.
on her.
Couldn't
Yeah,
work.
I guess that's what it was. Or whatever. She had a little booty or something.
So tell us, how did y'all meet?
Oh,
Or the initial attraction? Who was the
The aggressor?
The-
That's
right,
that word
the
we want to use?
initiator.
The initiator. That's a good word.
All right, so you know what?
He said I was gonna talk. I told.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell this story. I was working in the Department of Ed. I was in middle school, 33 at the time. She came into the school with her best friend because her best friend was kind of coming in to check on her little sister. I'm in the main office. She comes in the office and she's like, "You don't recognize me?" No, I don't recognize you. Like, who are you? Like you coming in you're in my job at this point. Like I don't want to recognize nobody in here. There are kids in here that I don't want to recognize, right? Well, you don't recognize me. You want to act. So it goes from you don't recognize me to so you want to act like you don't know me. So I'm like, I don't want to know you now. So then she walked out, and as she's walking out the office, she says, "Oh, please, because you an ugly son of a Jesus anyway." Yes. That was a whole year and a half before I saw her again.
Wow.
So the next time I saw her, I'm preaching at her church. First of all, this chick who was in my office was not a church girl.
Right.
Oh, no, she couldn't have been.
Right. So I don't know who she is still. And when I'm at the church preaching, I don't know who she is. She had to remind me of this particular instance. So when I see her, I'm preaching. I prayed for her. I prophesied accurately. And when she walked away, I heard the Lord say, "That's your wife."
Ciao.
Wow.
Right? So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I tried, I get the hookup from whatever, like the people who go to the church are my friends.
Right.
I don't know her, but I'm digging her. I like her. She got on a little Tommy Hilfiger shirt, black jeans, Timbs.
Outfit.
She's a chick, right? So we get the hookup. We go out on our first date, and then she reminds me of this office situation, and I'm like,
Could you imagine?
yeah.
Nigga face
At
changed.
this time, I'm stuck. Like I'm
Right. Like, do
at
I
this
wanna
time
date
now.
you at this point?
Now I'm in. Now I'm in. Like you could have told me this
Sorry, at the beginning.
at the beginning, so that I could choose. Like
Right.
I'm not really
Did you not-
feeling you.
But
Keep
now you did-
disrespectful.
So now did you date me because God said, or did you date me because you was really
See?
attracted?
Right.
And had I not
'Cause God
said who I was, would that have negated your pursuit of me?
Son, it's
Your
25
attraction?
years later. I can't even answer that question. I
I
don't
know.
know.
Maybe
Like,
it was
wow.
a date in spite of the first meeting.
Right. Because that's
Not
the
in
thing
spite
now.
of, 'cause I'm telling you, I did not remember that this was the girl who was disrespectful in my office. I had no idea that this was the girl. So I just was like, you know what, God, you real funny. Maybe this was, maybe we would have been married 25 years instead of 24 years had I recognized her when she came to my office. I don't know. But she left there talking about, oh, you are ugly son of a Jesus.
I did. I really did.
But she was mad because I ain't recognize her because she thought she was cute enough to recognize.
No.
She wasn't.
No, because you was just at my church. Like, you just, you know how you see somebody, and like, I can say, I recognize you from somewhere. At least I know. If I can't pinpoint it, I'm going to say to you, I know you from somewhere.
Right. Okay.
Like, I recognize you. Right. And I said it. And the fact that, like, we literally was in the same circle, like, literally. And I'm like, this person just saw me.
Right.
And you act like you don't know.
He don't know. Right.
You act like you
So you asked who was the aggressor. I kind of was, but she kissed me first.
Oh.
Yes.
Did I?
Yes. She stole a kiss.
Stole the kiss.
She stole a kiss in the car.
I did.
After the first date, she stole a kiss in the car and ran out the car. And then I went behind her, and then she kissed me again before she went upstairs. Yes.
Wow, now you brought that back. Oh, that might be cute.
Just
That
need you to
brought
hold on to
back-
that.
That was a little cute memory. Yes. Oh, that
So she
was
might remember at the
cute.
door. She might remember the car.
Oh, that was cute.
Yeah.
Okay, you
So
brought back
she
that
kind of
memory.
was the physical aggressor.
Oh,
Okay.
that was a good throwback. That was a good.
Everybody's
memory.
story's a little different.
Right. Right.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, because you were the aggressor.
Who? I was the
You were
person.
the aggressor.
Well, when I tell a story, I said you are.
Your version that's in your head.
It changes every 5 years.
Right. Is that you was right. Like I pursued him. That's what he wanted. Yeah, she was checking me out.
What?
So the
Not.
background story
Not.
is, so we had some years between us. So my brothers, they call her auntie.
Right.
Okay.
I was like, she's too attractive to me. I'm not gonna call her auntie because I'm attracted to her.
Right.
That's incest. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
that's dumb.
So I met her. I was about 13, 14 years old. So I waited till I was about 24. I waited a long time. I mean, I had relationships, you know.
Right, still, but-
Right.
I was like, well, it's about midnight on AIM. It's a nice time to shoot my shot.
He was bored. You had that. He was up.
Aim.
He
I was
was up on
On
aim.
aim.
Just, you remember AIM?
Aim, yes.
Just causing trouble. Just
Yes, it was a trouble.
Right.
being a random flirt.
Right.
Yes.
What's AIM?
AOL
my
Messenger.
God, AOL Messenger. You don't remember when everybody
you
had them
remember
gateway,
AOL.
Yeah.
gateway computers and they was
Right.
the dial-up?
Oh,
yeah,
right.
the
Everybody
dial-
remember
the dial-up.
the running man? What's your ASL, your ASX location? That was it.
And
That
then
was
they had
AIM.
sidekicks where you could just sign into AIM.
Oh, he knows what
mobile.
sidekicks is.
You didn't have to have
Right.
You
You
just
had
go on the-
sidekicks.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was
So
the creep moment.
supposedly I sent a message that she didn't answer. I still don't have my answer from that message. I said, "Hey, beautiful,"
Oh.
and she did not answer. So I'm like, "Oh shoot." She gonna tell me all next time I see her because she was still like an elder in church. So I'm like, I'm taking a nice shot here, and she's not respond. When I see her, she's gonna have some words for me.
Oh, wow.
But you can't say nothing.
I was nice.
You surprisingly,
Yeah. I was
surprisingly,
nice.
you was nice.
Oh.
I was nice.
So we
nice.
we talked and flirted for a few months before
Okay.
before stuff
Right.
broke out.
Right.
But I don't think no one knew. People thought we were talking, but we
they
never
didn't know.
confirmed.
Y'all never
we just
Right. No, yeah, no one knew.
There's
No
nobody
one
knew.
knew.
Oh, that's good.
It was too much,
Too much
churchy
going on,
stuff.
churchy stuff, yeah.
Oh my
So it's
God.
like,
Yeah.
no, we had to keep that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so,
They were like,
and now I'm 15
How many?
15
this
years
year.
married,
15
18 years together.
Nice.
Right.
Ooh. Okay, come
That's-
on. 15,
Okay,
18.
okay.
No, because I shot my shot.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, because you shot your shot.
I ain't miss either.
Come on here.
That's the most important part.
That's the most important
I
part.
ain't miss.
That's right.
So this thing developed in church. This is
Okay.
and this is, I mean, that's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, we were in church. So you wasn't going nowhere else to meet anybody else. You was going to church. You was going to work or school and go to church. And so, but I had always said, I was like, just seeing all the church guys, and I was
you
like,
said? What's
I
the
don't,
lie?
I don't want no preacher.
What you say?
I don't want nobody working in ministry. Give me a regular guy that's just
What you
saved.
say?
That's
Oh.
it. That's all. I don't want all of that.
At least you wanted him saved. I don't even think she
I
wanted him
never
saved.
even wanted to date. He's the only church guy that I ever dated.
Me too.
Really?
Never ever
Me
dated
too.
a church guy.
Went fully through
Man,
college,
that's been
dated
a
all the
blessing for
other
you.
guys. I dated all the guys, football team players, all of
I
that.
dated all the street
Yep.
guys, the rappers, the dancers,
See?
the drug dealers, unfortunately. But I never
But you had balance.
dated. I had balance, but I never dated a church guy because
balance.
I was in church. You know why? For me, I felt like
I
because I
never
was in
did.
church all my life, right? So I seen church. and I seen outside. I'd rather deal with outside because I knew what
You know what
outside
you're gonna
was.
get.
I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
I'm running for. Inside church, I felt like I saw so much more than outside, which is crazy to me because I knew ins and outs and different people's, and I just was like, this is crazy.
Right.
I'm going to stay over here where I know how to deal, handle, maneuver. I know what I'm working with. Opposed to coming into church thinking I'm getting something different, and it's worse than what I got out there.
Right.
So I never had no interest in nobody in church.
Yeah.
Never looked at them. I went to church because I went to church. I grew up in church. I loved church. I loved my church. I didn't do all the
other
different
church,
things. I didn't do that.
Yep.
I went to church and I went home. Everything I did was outside. I used to dance. I used to be outside in the ark at the party. That was me. But I knew I had to be in church. So dating a guy with church was like, what? You don't want me, child? I'm going to the club after service. You don't want to deal with me. You church, you stay on the organ, you stay on the drums, you stay in the choir. That's for you.
Right.
That's not for me. I'm going over here.
Right.
So
Now look at you.
yeah.
Man,
25 years
Bishop's
later.
wife.
25 years later.
Whole bishop's wife.
Bishop's
Is that
wife.
crazy?
But see, I was in ministry.
Bishop's wife.
Crazy.
I was not in ministry when we started talking.
Right.
In
That's
fact, they were like, "You should be made dating a man of God." I was like, "I'm saved. Is that
Right,
not
I'm
good
saying,
enough?"
right. It's not good enough, right. Right, man of God. I am. I love Jesus.
Right.
I'm saved.
I
Right.
love Jesus too.
Right. I love God.
I thought that's good
Right.
enough. I mean,
Right. Why do I have a position? Why do I have a title? I love Jesus.
Right. Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I
That's
understand.
how that was.
Opposites attract, though, in certain ways that may work. I'm not saying church relationships can't be great in church, but sometimes it takes that other person to be with that churchy person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just works. Now, there are couples, of course, that grew up in ministry, did ministry together, started, and that's what they do. That is great.
Right.
But you can't say that it doesn't work if it's not, equally yoked in that form as let's just say the person was street and the person was in church.
Right.
It can work. It works. It does.
so how do you guys make it work? Because you're 25 years in, so you got 10 years on us, right? You got
Right.
So
You're deep in it.
because she likes a street guy, and I am
We grew up in a project.
I am street,
So he gives me that.
right? Although I mean, like people know me as Bishop Butler,
Right.
but I am street,
Yes.
and so
So you still
That
gave
was
her
the
that
balance.
side too.
That was the balance for me.
Right.
Like for our first
Got
date,
it.
my thing was if he come in a suit, that was petty, but that was a deal. I just thought about it. That's it. That was it. That was the petty. If he came in a church suit, it was over from the beginning. I was sitting in the back of the car while he was. I said, if he come out this house, I was telling our friends, if he come out this house and he got a suit on, y'all know I'm leaving right now. Like they was like, no, Telly, don't think that. I was like, I'm telling y'all right now. So I said, y'all better put. Nah, he not gonna come out like that. I said, let's see. His fit did it for me. I said, okay, I see you. Okay. I said, nice. It was good.
come on a date.
Let me tell you something. I had
First
no
of all,
idea. He
I'm
was
trying to
a
date
preacher.
a girl. I'm trying to date a girl who's in church with Timberlands on and a Tommy Hilfiger shirt and jeans, and so I'm gonna go on a date with
I
you
don't
with a
know.
suit and a tie on.
I don't know
Like,
because you
come
was saved, you
on.
was already in ministry, you was already preaching, so it was different.
It was
So you know what I'm
different.
saying? It was
That's
different. I
true.
don't know what
That's
you
true.
expect that, and you're used to dating
That's
church
true.
girls. I'm not really sure. So
Yep.
I'm just gonna be me. I don't want you to not like me for my natural self. So I'm gonna be who I am. So when you come out, I'm just like, please, God. Like, if you want this to work, you do not want him to come out in a suit. 'Cause I am going to leave. So when he came out, I saw the fact. I said, okay, all white ones, I see you. So I was like, that. And I was like, okay. And then his walk, I was like, yeah. Okay, he's a manly man. Like,
Right,
I like
right.
that masculinity.
Yeah.
Like, show me, like, I need to know, like, you can fight. That's number one. You can't date me if you can't fight.
Right.
You got to have some type of street smarts. You have some witty. So when I saw that side, I was like, all right, you good. I said, we good.
Right.
You just know how to turn it off and on. That's all. Just
Yeah, you know how to do it, and
Right.
that was like, yeah, okay,
That's
we'll be
attractive.
good now. That's attractive
Right,
for me.
right.
You in church, I need that because I needed that person that was at that time more spiritual than I was that can lead me in that direction because I was all the way in the street. So it was good for me. But then he also had that.
balance.
He came from the project, so
Yeah.
he know how to. You better know how to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
he had that, and then rap music for me. Like he had the same things that I love, like rap music. Like so, that's it for me. I was straight. I was like, all right, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good.
So in other words,
Yeah.
he was lukewarm.
a little bit of Jesus, a little bit of ratchet.
A little bit. it
He was saved, but he was borderline saved at that time.
It was all right.
Right,
It was
because
good.
that's what you needed.
Yeah,
That's
it's what I
you
need. It's
right.
actually what I needed.
Yeah.
You know what I needed.
Yeah.
I needed the attraction to be there, but because I knew that I needed him spiritually
Right.
as well to put me out of where I was in as well. So it worked for me. So again, it's not everybody's story, but that worked for me.
Right.
As far as any other church guy was always talking, I'm going to rehearsal, I'm going to the band. That would have killed me. I would have been done. Like what?
Right.
Yeah, nah, I'm good on that. You good?
Right.
But because he had that level head and that rap, that was it for me. I was like, all right, you cool, you good, I'm good. I was like,
So how did that work for you? You know that's how she was. You know, was the church saying, "Oh no, that's a street girl. Don't go for her." Nah, nah, nah. You know, were they trying to turn you?
So I think I was already at the place where I didn't want nobody in church,
Okay.
right? Because I had my fair share of church girls. Being a church musician made that very easy for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they flock at musicians.
yeah,
I mean, just
and preachers.
throw them
And
to preach.
pastors.
Just
Yeah.
throw them the panties. Yeah, take them.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
they
it. Like on the
go-
floor, panties on the floor.
it's crazy.
That's what got new belly.
I think, and I had trust issues,
Okay.
and she represented somebody that nobody knew. She represented that because the church where she come from is an isolated church.
Okay.
They didn't really do a whole lot of going everywhere. They are right there in their church. The only ones that I knew certain people in the church because they was individuals who, you know, journeyed.
Right.
But how it worked for me, it was organic. It was natural. It was like, yo, I like this. This is for me. And yeah, I'm 25 years. I'm like,
Right.
yeah,
Do you feel like it brought also a balance for you?
I was just thinking that.
So that it wasn't like all church. Right.
But I think it
Yeah.
looked like it balanced them both.
Yeah.
It does. And to be honest with you, we're learning now in the latter years of this marriage how much we complement each other,
Right.
and how much we balance one another.
Right.
Because whereas before, I'd be like, yo, you're a little bit too edgy for me.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but now it's like, I need you to be just like that. Like, just chill. Like, I did the album Family Dynamic, and the first song off the album was First Lady.
Okay.
Which talks about her not being the typical first lady, not the hypocritical first lady, but not the big hats and the heels, but Timberland boots first lady. Like that's what it's a perfect blend. It's a perfect blend because the both of us have the Holy Ghost, love God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
a perfect blend, and our rough edge doesn't compromise who we are in the kingdom and who we are to God. It just doesn't. It doesn't compromise at all whatsoever. Whereas at one point I thought that maybe it would.
Okay.
But I've learned it doesn't. It doesn't compromise us at all. So you asked how we make it work.
Right.
After 25 years, it's like, yo, we don't make it work. It works us.
It works us.
I like that.
It works us because it's a part of us. So it's the mechanics within us that take this thing.
Right. Right.
Now, I remember when we first started dating, her thing was, even when we started talking about marriage, her thing was, Curtis, do not jeopardize our marriage or happiness for church. Because she knew I wasn't a preacher yet, but I was in pursuit.
Right.
So she's like, I'm not trying to have no itinerant husband all over the place, and he's never home.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
I know you have for sure one. You have any other children? Just
Right. There.
wow.
26, 24.
So how was it pastoring, having a church? Because I could imagine, because I've seen it.
Right.
The attention divide. Because family is 7 days a week, but that church it's almost 8 days a week. Let's be real.
To be honest with you,
That was one of our biggest.
it did not. I almost said it almost cost us our marriage, but it didn't. It didn't almost cost us our marriage. My mishandling the prioritizing of the one and the two entities of my life almost cost us our marriage, almost cost us our family. You have to learn, just like we complement one another and balance each other, you got to learn how to balance the marriage and the ministry, and understand that the marriage is the marriage, the ministry is the ministry, and then the marriage itself is a ministry, and the ministry itself is also a marriage. So you gotta, you have to figure out a way to intertwine it all and make sure that nobody feels like they're being cheated on, nobody feels like they're being neglected. I mean, it ain't for the weak. It's not for the, you know what I mean? But you have to, there were some days, if I got to stay up late at home because I need y'all to take back whatever time y'all feel like y'all lost, then I'm staying up late. Y'all take back whatever time y'all feel y'all lost. Because I don't want y'all thinking that I gave ministry more than what I'm giving you. And
that is so good. That's so true.
That's what happened for the first 20 years of our marriage. I often tell people all the time, that phrase, eat my dust, because somebody is in pursuit. I was in hot pursuit for ministry, hot pursuit for becoming who I am. And as a result, my family's eating my dust. But the truth of the matter is, they were choking on that dust. They were choking on that dust. And I was killing them because I did not include them in the pursuit. Because that's really the thing. That's really the thing. You could be in pursuit. But you don't include them in that pursuit. So if you don't include them in that pursuit, you're leaving them.
You're leaving them, right.
It's an us thing.
It's an us thing. Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean.
My thing was when we had our first son, and he was serving at the time, it was adjutant, So he was serving his leader. So you know how that goes. You don't leave the church to the leader go. You don't leave the church to the leader to leave the church. And so that could be hours. And so I'm like, my problem, I got the baby bag, I got the baby, I got this, and I'm trying to get home. And you serving this, what I want to say.
Baby,
right?
Oh, I know.
And so I was like, this not going to work.
Don't say it.
Right, this not going to work. If you gotta go, make sure I'm okay,
and then you go back.
Right.
Prioritize it. Make sure you just leave me. Oh, make sure my wife get home. No, don't let nobody else make sure I get home.
Right. You,
make sure I get home and make sure everything is done, and then you come back.
Right.
What's so hard to say
these were conversations we had to have because
that's good.
I'm gonna be first. Your family's gonna be first.
But you know why? It's good that you had those conversations, because there's people that don't have the conversations. Like me, I never said anything, and then I waited until it got to a boiling point. And it was again one of those situations where it was one of our reasons why we were at that place that we were at, because I never said nothing. He just did. He would just go, and result was home with the kids.
Right.
And I just dealt with the kids, and like we just had a conversation yesterday where the kids, I'd be like, it's my babies. He'd be like, they're grown. And I'm like, I know, but you know why? Because I spend so much time with them. I literally cradle them now at being grown.
Yeah.
And I'm learning now how I need to just release them because they are grown. Legally, legitimately, they're 3 grown adults. Literally, seriously. And it's just like, still like, my baby, I'm calling, where you at? What you doing? Like that type of thing. Right. So that's a conversation that should be had, especially with people that's in ministry.
Right.
And somebody is serving, whether it be the male or the female, have to have those conversations, because family is your priority at home. First.
Yeah.
Because if home is not right, everything else is right. The home will go just like that. It will fall right in your lap.
Right.
You have to make home first.
Right. And then what is all that work for
with
ministry
all that
for?
work, and then you can't even go home and you're homesick. Right. And then now you need counseling. Because, I was being this. But you're home. You wasn't taking care of your home.
Right,
so now I got to counsel you in marriage because you were serving. Yeah, that don't make no
sense.
And so,
and my thing is, and we've learned from experience now, from maturity, that part of it, y'all be careful. Just hear my heart.
Disclaimer.
It was very manipulative. They manipulated our service and given to the pastor as that was God. And it's okay to neglect everything else because you were serving your pastor.
You went right where my thought was.
Right? And so it wasn't okay to neglect your home and your family and, just to make sure the man of God was okay.
But here's my disclaimer.
And to hold his bag and take it to the car.
Just like you saying that. So when does the leader say, make sure your family is
Right.
disclaimer?
see-
Right.
Not a bad, not saying it's not being
That's
done, but
That's
it has
true, yeah.
to be, yo, you got to go home.
Absolutely.
Make sure your wife, do what you got to do.
Right.
Come back, I'll be here. Come
Right.
back, we'll lock up, we'll do what you got to
Right,
do.
right,
When
right,
does
right, right.
somebody say that?
Yes.
If that person don't have the balance,
Yeah.
you're not going to hear it.
Right.
You're just not going to hear it.
If that person don't have the balance. Right.
'Cause I've been on both
right.
sides where
It's a
the
beautiful
person
studio.
was.
I knew this is a disclaimer because I know this could be touchy. It could be a little touchy. But no, realistically,
It's a real thing.
it's real. It's
I've
a
been
real
on both
thing.
sides where the
Yeah,
leader
you've been
was
on- right.
was
Right.
take care of my business. Now
Right.
I've been on the other side where take care of your wife.
Right.
So it really
So it has
depends
to be about
on the
what
leader.
Right.
says.
Right. Right.
Right.
Like what's
Which is true.
your priority?
What's your priority?
Well,
good.
let me say this.
I mean, from a pastor's point of view, please.
Yeah, you
Let me
are the
say
pastor.
this because I'm from a thought process. Again, I think that it's really all about effectively balancing it.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
It really is all about effectively balancing it. And then when you start to study the entire dynamic of the adjutant and the armor bearer, right? There's a level to that you understand. And if you don't get your family to understand that,
Right.
then you really should not operate in that realm of ministry until your family is
Understand.
okay,
And
with-
agree.
with
okay,
you
and agree.
operating in that realm of ministry,
Okay.
right? Because the whole concept of armor bearer and adjutant, it's biblical. And you look at Naomi, who was like, yo, whoever your Lord is my Lord.
Right.
Whoever like, I'm
Your
going
God,
with
your
you.
people gonna be my people. Right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know, there has to be an understanding with the family. Like the family has to say that's who we are.
Right.
Right? That's who we are. Now, if you don't have your family on one accord with that at that place, then it ain't safe for you to
do it.
it's
Right.
not safe for you to make that move.
Right.
I wish that she had have said something because her not saying anything gave me the impression that they was okay
Right. Gotcha.
with the way that I served. Right? Because there's nothing ever wrong with serving.
No.
Right.
No, no,
Not in
no,
that
no.
way.
Right? There's
Right.
nothing ever wrong with serving.
Right.
As a matter of fact, Christ said, if you're going to come with me, you have to be willing to... Why y'all doing this? Because we're supposed to be going here,
Yeah.
right?
Talk. Go ahead.
In order
Yeah.
for you to come with me, you have to be willing to forsake.
Yep.
Right? But not forsake to the point where they're not taken care of. Because if I have to walk it... I'm going to tell y'all a funny story. I was serving my bishop. I was on the road on my way to Baltimore, Maryland
Okay.
with my bishop. She said, go ahead. I'll be all right. Just go. I said, you sure? Yes. We get down 95 and now I'm getting the cell phone call. I'm going into labor.
Wow. Wow.
So what's wrong? I'm going to tell you what's wrong. I shouldn't have had to ask, is it okay to
Right.
go?
Right.
I should have used common sense. Nah, don't leave. This girl is too close to labor. The other day we had a forced labor. Just don't go.
Right.
There's
Right.
plenty of other armor bearers and adjutants, right? And I never conveyed that to my bishop.
I got you. Okay.
Like I didn't convey to him,
Yeah,
or we looking at almost
she
being
close.
there,
Right.
because
Yeah.
I am sure
Yeah, he
that
right.
my father and God would have been like, no, you can't leave.
Right.
You got to be here.
Okay.
Right?
Good.
So the balance, it's about you effectively balancing it, prioritizing, and also making sure that your family is with you
Right.
on that
They're in
frequency.
agreement. They okay.
Like
Yeah.
making sure they with you on that frequency. And when they're with you on that frequency, you won't be saying, all right, y'all get to the house. They'll be saying, we ain't leaving till you leave.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
They'll-
right.
it
Kind of
will-
what we do now.
It
Right?
will shift and it
Yeah.
will shift and go in
Yeah.
that direction,
Yeah.
as opposed to me saying, "All right, here, take the keys, y'all go home." They say, "Nah,
Nah,
we
we
not.
same,
We right here with you.
We all here.
Right.
We all here because you know what I'm
Right,
saying. So
right.
it's really about balancing it because I don't want us to sound like oh, you serve the man of God and leave your family
No,
behind. That's
right,
crazy.
absolutely, right,
No,
right, right.
It is
There's a
crazy.
balance.
Right.
It is crazy if you do not prioritize and balance it effectively. Right.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
And communicate that.
Yeah.
I'm about to say
If you
that.
communicate that and you have that agreement,
Right.
and then nobody is left with hard feelings and
Right.
Because disappointment comes from false expectations.
right,
So if you're not expressing
Right.
this is what I need, this is what I want,
Yeah.
then if I fail, whose fault is that?
right.
We
You didn't
both have a
express
hand in
it.
that.
Right, you didn't express
You
it.
didn't express it? I didn't know.
Say, I didn't know. Right.
Right.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's just communication. Like
It is. That's the number one thing. Like,
you have to talk.
no matter how many times you do like seminars, so communication is it. That is it. All across the board.
Always
At
the
the
recurring
top,
thing.
it's always like you have to talk.
Right.
You have to
You
talk.
have to
Yeah,
talk.
you have to
You
talk about
have
every,
to
the little things.
communicate.
Even if you think it doesn't matter, you have to talk about it because
Right.
you don't want it to be left to say, "You never told me.
Right.
I never knew."
Right.
No, I'm gonna tell
Right.
you so you know. And now if you don't do, now you can't say you
You didn't know because I told you.
I
I
told
expressed.
you. I
right.
expressed it.
Yep.
So now if you're doing it now, you're just willingly doing the opposite of what I asked of you or requested of you or what I portrayed to you.
Right,
So
right,
then
right.
that
Then
would be
you
an
just
issue. Then
saying,
you just saying,
you know.
right, exactly. So communicating is the best
That's
thing
good.
that you
That's
have
good.
to for every little thing. I don't care for every little thing now.
Yeah. And so our thing, another thing that we work in ministry, and someone asked me this question: how do we handle? Right now, my position, we're in the same church. We go to the same church. My position is assistant pastor. So I have the title pastor, where he has the title prophet.
Go.
And so someone asks us, how do we handle where I'm in the seat of pastor
Wow.
and he's prophet at the difference of that? And if there is something going on in the church, like I would have to give him directives and that
Gotcha.
kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And how do
Wow.
we handle that? And
Oh.
so at church, in the church, that's who we are.
Church.
When we go home,
It's out the door. Church is
I'm Mr. and Mrs.
right.
I am Mrs. Curtis Whiteman. And even in the church, I would not ever disrespect him
Right.
because I am Mrs. Curtis Whiteman.
Right.
So even with the pastor hat or title, whatever, if there is something that I have to convey, I'm still coming submitted as his wife.
Now, one time you tried to flex on me in the house, though. You did. You tried to flex on me one time. Well, I said, hey, I don't care. I don't care who you are.
Listen, and
This
we
is
had-
white mentality. I'm a singing
I
pastor.
know that's right.
right, and we did have to learn from that. Like,
Right.
we're not handling
Can't do
any
that,
church
right.
stuff at
That's the
home.
If we get too escalated, we're like, up.
Yup, that's it.
We're not
Yes.
handling any
That's
church
good.
stuff
No,
Yeah.
don't.
at home.
Don't.
I don't even bring it like
Don't-
I don't.
Right.
We don't discuss it at
Yep.
that. I mean,
No.
well,
Yep.
let me say that. Let me say this. There is a level of ministry discussion in our house now
Right.
because she's a part of it differently than
Okay.
before.
Right,
Like
right.
before,
I had no
she
hands
wasn't a
in
part of
it.
it, so she didn't want to hear nothing about it. But now she be bringing up stuff in the house for the church,
Right,
and
right,
I
right.
just be like,
Right.
I turn over and go to sleep because I don't think
Okay.
you understand. Like I've given this 9 to 10 hours today.
Right.
But she talks about it now when we get in the house, and I just be like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Like we've had this all day. We not talking.
Right,
Yeah, but
right.
now, we had to learn. We had because like I'm not gonna fight about church stuff at home.
Not at
like,
no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
You can't do
you
that
know,
at
leave
home.
that
Like I
there.
said, you have to.
Disagreements there.
Gotta
So
separate it.
we had to learn that. Nope, leave that at church. We don't
Yeah,
even.
you have to
We don't even
separate
take care. Yeah, we don't even take care of that.
You have to
Okay.
separate it.
Listen, this has been good because I love couple conversations. Because sometimes you kind of need to mirror yourself between what you're doing to other people, especially
Right.
because we're always seeking to learn. So I love having not older couples, more advanced, more
Right.
seasoned couples
Yeah,
with
yeah.
us.
That's
Because
gonna help us.
you need the balance. You
Right.
definitely need the balance.
Right.
So I look for couples that we can mirror ourselves against.
Yeah.
I like the Butlers. I like them.
I do.
I mean, this
I do.
real talk. I love it.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right. And that's what we need. I think we all need a balance. And I think that's what people look at, when they look at and they want to mirror church relationships,
Yes.
they need to see that there's
It's
a balance.
it's a balance.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like at home, we laugh, we joke, you know what
Yep.
I'm saying? We go out, we go to movies, we do this,
That's
we do that, we
right.
vacation, we do those things. There is a balance. It's not all just ministry. So how do you um handle the let's say miscommunications or the hard parts of relationship, because we've had some hard times, and how do you handle that, even with knowing that, okay, God said this is the one, but you don't always feel like, God, I can't take this no more, I ain't ready. No more, can't do
Yeah.
that.
Talk, brother.
You know what? To be honest with you, we had a rough patch.
Hmm.
A lot of my friends don't like me to say this, but the truth of the matter is, a lot of what went wrong in our marriage was on me.
Okay.
And I think it has a lot to do with just personality, character, it just had a lot to do with that. So at some point you got to grow out of the I'm right all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? At some point you have to grow out of that mentality
right.
of I'm right all the time.
Right. And I think that was me, right?
Like,
No, that was me. That was me.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's me
Like,
too.
nigga,
Yeah.
if you, I say nigga, I'm sorry.
Ninjas. You just say ninjas.
Right.
Ninja,
I get it.
if you right all the time, then what you need me for? What you need God for?
Right,
Like you,
right,
There
right.
ain't no spot of imperfection in
Right,
you in your
right,
knowledge. Like you
exactly.
right all the
You
time.
always right.
So if you right all the time, you omniscient, right? And I think, like I just had this. I had this thought process in the early stages of our marriage. Like, yo, I got all the answers. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be this way,
Right.
this way. Like
Right.
it's
Just
parenting.
listen to me, I
the
got
way
it.
we parent has to be this way, this, that, and the other, and that too caused a strain on the marriage, because if you have that mentality, then only one person is being heard, and the other person is not.
Right.
And it's only a certain amount of time before the person who's not being heard starts to feel like they're not being heard. And if they start to feel like they're not being heard, then they will eventually transition into not feeling valued
In the relationship.
So when I realized that I wanted to be back with my wife,
Right.
because this was after 2.5 years of separation.
Okay.
When I realized that we had to reconcile, reconcile meant recommunicate. Right? We had to do the prefixes, do it over.
Over again. Right.
And I had to come to terms with the fact that, like, yo, you don't know everything. You don't know everything. The reason why you don't know everything is because you're human. And there's got to be some portion of you that is ignorant. And it has to be that missing place in your rib cage. That missing place in your rib cage makes you incomplete.
Right. Right.
Period.
Right.
It makes you
Right.
incomplete. So if every fabric of your being knows everything, trust me when I tell you, this one rib that is not there eliminates the fact that you know everything.
Right.
And you
Can't
gotta
know
find
everything.
the answers in that other part of your body that ain't there.
Right.
Which is the rib. So I had to come to terms with that. You don't know everything. You gotta hear what they're saying. You gotta hear what she is saying. You have to hear what the kids are saying. You have to hear what they're saying, because if you want to know something, the best way to know it is to listen.
Just listen.
Yep.
Right. Right.
So
Absolutely.
that's how I handle the difficult times.
Right.
Like, I've never been confrontational. We've we split up and were separated and never had an argument.
That must be
never
nice.
raised our voice.
Right.
Never raised our voice at one
Wow.
another.
Okay.
Nobody ever got hit. Nobody ever got body slammed.
Right.
Right. But those little nuances, those little things like communication and personality traits and character trait, that stuff is what brought about a strain in the marriage.
Right.
And so one day I'm sitting in the house, I'm like, yo, why did we break up in the first place? Because surely it wasn't no infidelity. That's not it. Because please, neither one of you was virgins when you met, right? So it sure wasn't no because you crept out or this one. It wasn't that. You've been dealing with that forever. Like it wasn't that. What was it? It was the lack of communication. It was the lack of understanding. It was the lack of consideration. It was the lack of talking. Right? It was the lack of listening. So what happens is you ain't listening. You ain't communicating. But what you're doing is you communicating with somebody else. And when you start communicating with that person, that individual starts to look attractive, starts to all of that stuff. And come on.
Right.
That's real stuff.
Right. That's real.
So I just handle our relationship on a. I'm not gonna say nothing. They'll tell you now. I won't say a word. I don't talk. I'm not saying because I'm listening.
Right.
Before I say anything,
You gotta
I want to
hear it.
hear everything that y'all said. I want to hear everything that y'all said, so that this way, if I have to rebuttal, I need to rebuttal still using something that you said,
Right.
as a
Informed
part
rebuttal.
Right.
for the rebuttal, because not only do you grow out of I'm right all the time, you also have to grow into I need you to be right too.
Exactly. And validate it.
I need you to be right.
Yeah.
I because if you're not right, then we're arguing. So I need you to be right. So let me listen to see if I can just get 10% out of what you're saying. Right. Because if I can just agree to 10% of what you're saying, I will back off with my 90. And we can build off of that 10. We can build off that 10 because if you're right about any part of this, then that means I'm wrong about some part of this.
Exactly. Wow.
Stuff.
We have to celebrate that even in marriage, there can be a space of separation, but then reconciliation. I admire the both of you for that. I admire you for even telling your story and being open and honest, because we so want to always, sweep things under the rug, especially in the church, that marriages are perfect and that everything is working out and it all. No, because there's sometimes when we get home, we don't like each other.
At all.
We don't like each other. Let's be
You
honest.
know my saying.
Yeah.
Marriage is I like you even when I don't love you.
Right. Is that. And so even in the space of, there was a separation, you had to come to yourself. You had to realize and then reconcile.
Yeah.
I admire you both for that. I thank you for being able to share that and to share the nuggets of marriage. So closing, what are some your number one nugget, or what would you share with married couples, not just in church, married couples, period? What would you share?
Make your spouse the most important person in your life.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I love it.
What
I
you
love
got?
it.
Mine is just, I'm very transparent. So talk about everything.
Yes.
When I say everything. I have to talk about it.
Talk about everything.
You have to.
You asking me what's my
Talk about this little piece of hair that's sticking up.
Where in the back? Ooh, child, why you fix that? Fix that. Run for me.
So you want to talk?
What's
I'm
your
going
want to
home
talk
to
about
wash
something.
my hair.
what's my wisdom nugget? My nugget for marriage.
What's your wisdom nugget?
I'm looking at the camera. My wisdom nugget. I'm gonna put the water down. My wisdom nugget is love only your spouse. Don't have any plan Bs. Don't have no. You should not love or talk to a friend, same gender, opposite gender, more than you talk to your spouse.
That's good.
Your spouse is your best friend.
That's it.
That's who you vent to.
That's good.
That's good.
And as much time as you put into something else, mirror that and how much time you put into just your spouse and your marriage. I love my children, but I have to have time with my man.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I want to, I try to balance that and give him his time. So sometimes it's just us.
Absolutely.
We need our time.
I like that.
So I
That's
thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
My
Butlers.
man, thank
Thank
you
you
Butlers.
for
having
being
us.
on our podcast. This is another
you.
episode of Mr. and Mrs. We thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being here. It's going to be some more times because I love this. I love this dynamic.
This is cool.
Thank you. I want you to talk. Can you be L for a minute?
I'm always out.
Come on, give us what is L doing. You got some projects out there. Tell us that real quick before we go.
Go get that Family Dynamic album, y'all.
I was listening to it
Family
this morning.
Dynamic.
Family's
Nah, it's a
Dynamic.
dope album.
L Butler. So y'all go get that. Go look it. Check it out.
Family Dynamic is out.
Where is it?
It's on all digital outlets. It's an album. It's the album before my retirement album. I'm done rapping. But Family Dynamic is a musical diary of the reconciliation of my marriage, reconciliation of my family. Because not only was my marriage broken, but my family was broken.
Right.
And so that's what Family Dynamic is. L Butler, EL.Butler, Family Dynamic. Trust me, you will. And you have to listen to the album from the first song to the last song in order to understand it, because it is a cinematic album.
All right.
So it's chronicle. It goes from top to bottom. So go get that.
L Butler, Family Dynamic. Check it out. Again, thank you for being our guest.
Thank you for having
Bishop
us.
Robert Butler, Lady Artell Butler. We are the Whitemans. Thank you for watching. We love you.
Peace.
Deuces.
All right, that was fun.
All right.
Nice.